To start off with chain plying, I spun a single and I put it on a lazy Kate. You don't need a fancy lazy Kate. I've used a knitting needle punched through a shoebox as a lazy Kate for many years. I just got this year, so I've been using the shoebox lazy Kate for 9 years, or 6 years actually. Alright, so to start off, I have it so it's freely coming off of the bobbin, and I'm just going to place that to my side. It's on my left side because that's the way I'm going to be drafting back. I'm going to create a loop with my yarn, just one big loop like that, and then I'm going to tie a knot like you would do a slip knot. Now that I have that knot, I'm going to, oh, I don't have a loop. Do I have a loop? If you have a loop on your leader, sometimes you have loops on your leader, you can just thread this loop through there. In this case, I am just going to create a fake one real quick. Like so, just did a slip knot. I'm gonna put the loop I just created with my single through there until it's right there, until the knot reaches that loop. Once the knot reaches that loop, I'm going to start treadling. I'm treadling counterclockwise because that's the opposite of how I spun this. I'm going to then let the twist travel up through that loop until I get almost to the end. Like this is the amount of that original loop I have left right here. Okay? I'm going to open up that loop and I'm going to pull the main yarn, this is the main yarn coming from the bobbin, through that loop. And I'm going to keep treadling in that same direction. As I'm pulling the yarn, I'm pulling it as long as my wingspan. I want it to be very big. I don't want my joins to be close together. And I'm going to continue treadling. I'm holding the loop open with my right hand. So the loop I'm holding it like this across my body. Now that I'm spinning this, I'm noticing that I want a bit more twist, so I'm just going to change the whirl and the tension so it's spinning at a higher ratio. And then again, so I reached that loop. You saw how I just pulled the loop through that loop, and now I'm going to just make it bigger. This one I won't make as big because I wanted to show you that handoff once again. So here's the loop. I'm gonna pull my yarn through that loop, holding right here, and pulling back. Pretty much opening my wingspan. And now I have a really big loop, and now I'm going to take my time to ply these three together evenly. I've reached the end of my loop. Look how small the loop is. With my two fingers, I'm just gonna pinch up the yarn. That got a bit crazy. See how you just pull it apart and you undo the twist. Even that. Plying a bit more. Pinching right here so that doesn't become undone. With my right hand, I am pulling the yarn through that loop as long as my wingspan goes, and then plying again. But when you're really spinning, and you're doing this, and you like kind of got the hang of it, you don't stop. You get to where you need to go. This loop is small. You pull back, and then you keep spinning. Oh, my loop is small. Loop through loop. Pull back, keep spinning. Well, right now we're plying actually, but it's still spinning in my book. And that's it. If one arm gets tired, you can always switch it off and let the other arm do the work. This technique is really good for when you have roving that's dyed in blocks. This will help keep all the colors together. This is also a very quick way to make a 3-ply, so it makes your yarn stronger. You do need to spin it with a bit more twist since it's becoming a 3-ply. Because as you ply it, it loses that twist. Oh, so let's say it breaks. My single just broke right there. I'm going to tie a magic knot with my single that broke, and I'm going to leave the tails out. You want to cut it after you've set the twist in the yarn. So tie your magic knot. Right, here's my magic knot. I'm going to pull, and now the knot has been created. Going to ply that yarn a little bit and even it back up, and then get back to plying. I got to my end, and now we do the same thing. Create your loop, and you just keep on spinning, and you deal with those tails after it's been set.